So to chime into what Kyle was talking about with the whole stress thing, it's going to happen. I mean, especially at the early stages, it always happens. And just to give an example, I mean, like I said, Kyle's definitely been in the spot. I know I have plenty of times. But to give you the first example was after I sold my my desired car, I ended up getting another car to replace both the two that I had, and I ended up putting all my money into it. So at that point, I was living at home. Every single dollar I had pretty much was into that car. I probably had about 1,000 to 2,000 just left on the side just in case. Long story short, that car needs some work, and I ended up putting everything into it. So at that point, I didn't have any money to my name besides that car. And that's when you start to panic a little bit. Now you're at the point where it's like, what am I going to do if I can't sell this car? And that's when you really just have to keep self-motivated really, and just keep striving. And that's when I ended up selling the car for a big profit. But I didn't think the market was there, and I was really doubting myself, and that's where that self-confidence really comes into play.
Yeah, I think that can be your biggest motivator at times, and I don't want to, crisscross like things that I say to confuse anybody, but essentially, when you're younger, you have the opportunity, like I mentioned in an earlier video, is you have this opportunity of, if you don't make money, you'll at least be able to eat. Hopefully, I really hope that's your case. If you're in school or you're younger, and you're 15, 16, 17 years old, you're old enough to be considered an adult, but you're still living at home, so you have this kind of free fall. So whatever money you do make, you can reinvest, and you can really push the limits with it to grow faster. Rather than kind of not pushing any boundaries and just whatever is working in a job or whatever is totally cool, or taking the money you make from a job and trying to compound it by flipping things or making money in other places is totally awesome. But you have this kind of point of leverage, and you really have to just decide, how am I going to manage the money that I do have? Now, saving money is awesome. I've always kind of been the person who wants to reinvest every penny that I get, because it's how I was able to achieve higher levels quicker. Because when you're young, you don't have credit lines, you don't have credit cards even really when you're super young. You don't have anywhere to pull money from, and I know both of our parents didn't have any money to give us, so it was pretty much just everything on the line. Every bit of cash that we had to be strategically reinvested, or to the point where we were so stressed out and so scared that our only option was to make more money with it, or to move forward, or to literally crash and burn. So it's a hardcore motivator for anybody who's in that position. But just remember, don't be worried. There's other people out there too, like us, who have grown from it and really have gotten taught proper lessons of business by realizing what happens when you put your all into something.
Yeah, most definitely. Just like Kyle said, anytime you are fully invested into something, there's going to be that panic period, and you just got to keep rolling with it and stay calm, because that even goes back to what I was saying earlier. You just got to keep self-motivated. And with the whole, putting all your money at once, I mean, the moral of the story is you probably shouldn't do that, but sometimes there's something that's really good where you should, because and if you have that confidence where it's going to be good, then do it. Take the chance. Take the risk. Most of the people who are making money took huge risks. I mean, you really have to take a risk to make some money, and that's what it really all comes down to.
Yeah, and I mean, people have different ideals on what they should do with their money when they have it, and what have you. And I know in high school, I had a lot of fun with making a little bit more money than was normal. I had a relatively cool car for my age and stuff like that, but everything was strategic. I bought the car for a good deal. I didn't get exactly what I wanted. I got something I knew I could sell for more money. Anything that I did buy, I knew that I could sell for more money, or I knew that I really, really, really was passionate about it, so I knew it would pay off at some point in time. Like cameras, for example. I would buy camera equipment back then. Had no idea what I wanted to do with it, but I ended up starting a company with those skills, 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, which might not be what your goal is. Your goal probably, if you're watching this video or just in general at a young age, is probably to make money quicker, and I'm going to just tell you right now that should be your goal, because not, in whatever ethical way possible, you have to, like I said, provide value, but it's always, at first you have to compile money somehow, and I don't blame you for that. for that at all. So look where you can provide value. If you're already at that step where you're providing value, you're like, okay, what do I do with the money that I do have? Do I need to be super frugal? My personal advice would be, I think you should enjoy yourself every day of the week because, as you know, I know Gary Vee has said it before. It's kind of a cynical way to look at it, but you could get hit by a bus walking on the street. So you have to actually enjoy your life, but that doesn't mean you have to buy, a Rolex with the $5,000 that you have in your bank account because that's all you have. Use the money that you need to invest if you're gonna whatever you're investing. But if you're going to get food with your friends, don't. I mean, I personally wouldn't recommend staying at home to save 10, 20, 30 bucks. Live your life, enjoy your life, and enjoy the fact that you're able to kind of hack the system and make money at a young age with whatever skill set that you've built up. I think that kind of there's the yin and the yang of business. Just make sure that whatever investments you do make that are heavier set will pay off, or will kind of, even if they don't pay off in the short term, they're going to teach you a lesson that will pay you in the long term. And I think we both are continuing to learn those things, but have learned quite a few of those in our day.
One of the things Kyle just said was, don't stay at home if you want to save $20 or $30. Actually, if you go out and you meet one of your buddies or something, he introduces you to another person. This is going to be a whole other topic.
Opportunity cost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Meeting somebody else who can provide. This goes back to one of the first things: provide value for you.
Yep.
That can change your entire life.
100%. 100%. I think some of my biggest business connections have been from putting myself in the position to, now I live in the city. There's a little video of where my little place in the city, but now that I live there, it's a central hub. I always knew it was a central hub, and whether or not I could live with my parents or whatever it may be, or pay half the amount of rent, or live with roommates, whatever it may be in a different area, I want to be in a certain area because I knew the opportunity cost. And that's essentially, what are you going to sacrifice today to, grow tomorrow? What's the opportunity cost of me living in an unpopulated area versus me living in a hot spot of my town of the Midwest? And for me, that meant more to me than saving money at that specific time. And now it's proven itself, and it's definitely paid off. So go ahead.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like I live downtown too. Actually, Kyle was one of the people who kind of motivated me to actually head down there. That's a different topic, but correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, every week it seems like we'll meet somebody who is actually beneficial to our everyday life. Not only with money, but with other things as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, always go out. Never sit at home and say, I'm going to save the couple bucks, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what opportunity you're going to miss. And everybody says, it's always important to connect with other people and meet new people, and they're not wrong.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to be the guy picking up the tab. You don't have to be the guy trying to act like you're a big spender, whatever it might be. But throw down your equal share. Be fair and provide value. And don't go with an outcome. Just go out to understand that you could potentially meet somebody who could change the trajectory of your life. And if you're somebody who from a lifestyle standpoint, because I don't want this to only be about business, and I don't want this to only be for young people, but from a lifestyle standpoint, you got to realize there's an only number of opportunities in your life, right? You only have a certain number of days, and if you want to be succeed in business, or to move forward in your personal relation life, you have to realize that if you're at home, the ability for you, I mean, I guess, I don't want to get too deep into the lifestyle thing, but right now, yeah, I guess you have like online dating, whatever, but you don't understand that every day that you spend at home without going out, it's that limiting those opportunities to find that person that you might absolutely fall in love with, or that person who might be your next business partner, or who might give you your next business idea, or whatever it might be, your next big client. They could be out somewhere, and you could be meeting them somewhere through one friend, whatever. I know that's been proven to myself tenfold. So make sure that you realize that it's not just business. Doesn't have to be like, I don't feel like networking today. Yeah, that's such a bad word in my opinion, because it just seems so boring. I don't want to go out and talk to people and act like I like them. No, but I do want to go out and enjoy myself in some way, shape, or form, and it's probably going to benefit me in the long term, because the more people you know, the more opportunities you get. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better, honestly. But just to relate on one more thing with the whole going out thing, Yeah, you got to go out and meet people and whatnot, but also don't stay at home expecting to make money. It's not going to happen. I mean, before any time I was making money, I spent probably 2 3 years during school where I was just sitting at home dreaming of what I could possibly be, and I wasn't dreaming of anything like, oh, I'm going to have a Lamborghini in high school. I wanted like a $10,000 $12,000 car in high school. I was dreaming about it, and you have to go out and do it. You can't just sit at home and expect things to come to you. Go out and actually get what you want, and you will get it if you have the right motivation.
Yep, I think wrapping up, this first, we definitely have to get deeper into this because I love this and I think it could provide a lot of value for other people. I know it would have for me if I would have watched something like this when I was younger. But remember that no one's going to show up to your doorstep with the Amazon Prime package for $1 million or whatever it is that you want in life. No one's going to show up with your perfect partner, boyfriend or girlfriend, or wife or husband. No one's just going to show up and hand it to you on a silver platter. So you got to realize that things that are valuable in life are valuable for a reason because they have a higher barrier to entry. You know what I mean? So you have to put the effort in, you got to put the work in, and that's kind of the whole, ideal of this whole YouTube channel and kind of both of our ideals in life. You got to get out there, you got to put the work in, you got to provide the value, and you will see the results. It's inevitable.
Most definitely. But I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks again, Kyle, for having me. And
thanks for being on here. We're definitely going to do more videos together. I think that our ideals line up very, very well, and I could provide a lot of value to you guys. If there's any questions you have for me, either myself or Josh, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below or shoot me a direct message on Instagram. My Instagram is Sulkar, SULKAR_media, and your Instagram is?
It's JHATZI3, the number 3.
Cool. So yeah, if you have any questions for Josh, feel free to email either one of us or Instagram DM either one of us. Drop a comment down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed any of this content. And if you subscribe, you're literally the best person in the world. It means a ton to me. I want to put out a lot of content to help you guys. And I hope that you guys extracted some sort of value from this. With that being said, thank you guys so very much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video.